Hello, and thank you for watching and listening to another episode of Unmedicated and Educated with Keita Rose. I'm Keita Rose, and here we deep dive, dissect, and sometimes diagnose because it seems everyone, including myself, has lost their damn minds. If you are new here, thank you so much for giving me a try. And if you're an OG, then you already know what the going on. I'm doing a reality recap. So this week we watched 90 Day Fiancé Season 4, Episode 1. Episode 2 already came out, so I'm working on that video, but listen, just bear with me, okay? I'm a busy woman. I'm a busy gal. I'm working. That there are some strange people in this world. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I love 90 Day Fiancé, and usually I would want, so of course you guys know that this is my first time reacting or recapping reality shows, right? So I would have normally wanted to do 90 Day Fiancé, just the regular 90 Day Fiancé, but I am in love with the whole franchise, okay? 90 Day in Paris, 90 Day, oh my God, are we gonna make it? 90 Day, who got pregnant? All of it. I'm watching all of it. This happens to be 90 Day Fiancé Season 4, Episode 1 of Love in Paradise, okay? This is same deal. Somebody from America falls in love with somebody from a foreign country. They go to the foreign country, right? The paradise, to go be with their loves and live in this like tropical environment and experience this type of, new vibes and new experiences. And I be fucking with it. I liked last season, so I already knew that I was gonna like this season. And wow, I'm not even going to call them people on the show. I'm not even going to call them cast members. I'm going to call these people characters because that's exactly what they are. So we start off with Douglas and Shawn. Now, Shawn lets us know that he's been a hairstylist for a very long time. He's worked on Ugly Betty, the set of Ugly Betty, the set of Real Housewives. Like, honey knows what he's doing, all things fashion, all things beauty, okay? And he fell in love 3 years ago. By the way, Shawn is 61, and wow, he looks really good. And I know that he's like, I think it's unfair and a little bit rude to assume somebody's had work done, but I think he's had a lot of work done, and it wouldn't surprise me because he's in the industry, right? The industry of beauty, the industry of, Hollywood and actresses and glam and fame. So I wouldn't be surprised if he's got a little filler here, a little Botox there, a little voluma under the neck, whatever. But he looks really good for his age. It looks like he keeps up with himself, and he's 61. Now he's dating this 20-something-year-old named Douglas. At least that was his name before he decided to transition. So Douglas now wants to be called Aaliyah, and her pronouns are her, she.
When I first met Aaliyah, she was he and he was Douglas.
And this was a big change for Shawn because when he met Aaliyah, she was Douglas, and they were really in tune with each other. I feel like they're very in love. I feel like the way that they talk to each other and about each other, and the way that they talk out their differences shows that they really care about each other, and they really care to progress the relationship to whatever that may look like for a 60-something-year-old and a 20-something-year-old, whatever. But Shawn lets us know that he was very attracted to Douglas when he was Douglas, okay? He had a really nice body, and he was really tanned, and he had this really, like I said, nice figure, and he worked out. He cared about himself. He wore light makeup, but he still had like the boyish look. You could still tell that Douglas was a man, even though he was a very pretty man, a very feminine man. He was a man nonetheless, and now Douglas doesn't want to be Douglas anymore. Douglas wants to be Aaliyah, and Aaliyah is more outgoing, and she twerks in the middle of stores, dressing rooms, and she shows her naked booty on floats, and she's always twerking, and she always wants to know, like, she's more, body conscious, whereas when Aaliyah was Douglas, he didn't mind having that figure, but now that Aaliyah is Aaliyah, and she wants to be more feminine, so now she doesn't care for the boxy look, right? She wants curves, so she's thinking about, I'm talking about episode 2 already. My bad. We'll get into that. But she wants to be more feminine now, and she wants to go by Aaliyah, and she wants him to say her pronouns and say them correctly. So Shawn is going through it over there, right? You can tell that he's really hurt by this decision and that he's willing to support her as much as he can tolerate, but he ain't going too far with the whole Aaliyah situation, okay? He mentioned that he hopes this is just a phase or something, that a character that comes out whenever Douglas wants to, retreat and go inwards. He thinks that this should be for nightlife and parties and not so much everyday personality and an everyday identity. And Aaliyah sees it very differently. She's like, this is me now, and this is how I want to present myself, and this is who I want the world to accept. And if you can't accept that, I don't know if we can be together. Her talking to Shawn, and it's like, damn, because I know Shawn really loves her. So then we go to Luke and Madelein. Now, I'm not even gonna lie, Madelein pisses me clean off. I'm not, it's just something about her. It's just something about her. Just really makes me furious. Now, Luke is a 30-something-year-old mining engineer, and I don't really know what that is, but I know they make a lot of money. How do I know that? Because Luke lets us know that from the moment that he seen Madelein, he knew that she had to be his, and he was going to spoil the hell out of her. And he's been doing that ever since they met. They've been together for about a year. Now, again, Luke is 34 in his mid-30s, and Madelein is 19. He says he met her at 18. Sure, Luke. I just love that whole like, oh yeah, I met her at 18. Right when she turned 18, when that ass turned ripely 18, I met her and I found her and I locked her up. And not a moment before, because I'm not weird. I didn't do it on the day before her 18th birthday when she was only 17, because that would make me creepy. I did it right when she turned 18, which is the law. The law is I had to wait, and that's what I did. So that means that I'm morally sound too. Even I follow the law and I follow the rules and I'm morally sound. Not quite, right? But he lets her know that he pays for her lavish apartment.
I live in this apartment for 1 year, and Luke pay all the bills.
This is my closet.
Beautiful freaking apartment that she has. She bought her little albino dog that is very ugly. If you are a dog lover and you get offended when people call dogs ugly, I'm sorry. This isn't the channel for you. That dog is ugly. That dog scared the hell out of me. She's just licking it all in its mouth. I'm like, it's an albino chihuahua or something of the sort. He bought her that. He pays for her car, her food, her nails, her upkeep, her clothes, because she loves glitter. She says she loves glitter. She says she loves clothing because she's always sexy. And I'm just like, I hope he has a good job, and he does, but he lost his job. So in this episode, he lets us know that he lost his job, that basically his job felt like he was spending way too much time in Colombia with Madelein and not enough time in the US actually working. So they let him go. Homeboy is cut. And I just can't help but to think that he has one of those jobs, because he said that he was there for 7 years. I can't help but to think that he's in one of those positions that once you get into this very hard position, very well-paying position, once you're in, you don't leave. You're one of those people, you need to be one of those people that die in that position because it's so good. And it's like one of those dream come true jobs. So in this scene, he's talking to his homeboy and he's cleaning out the truck. This, like, I don't know if it was like a Ford F-150. It was a very beautiful brand new truck. He's cleaning it out because it's his work vehicle and they're asking for it back after 1 month. I tell you what, you work for me, I need that shit back the same day I fire you. In fact, I'm gonna send an email telling you to bring all your shit to work, because we're having bring all your shit to work day, and then we're gonna go ahead and let you go. But you need to keep the shit here. The security's gonna make sure that you keep our shit here. Ain't no way I'm gonna let somebody that I just let go or fired keep the company vehicle for a month. But there must be some type of policy right in play that says you just can't steal somebody's like car away from them without giving them maybe 30 days to get on their feet or to at least purchase another vehicle. A lot of people who have company cars don't want to keep a personal car, so they'll just get rid of that and rock with the company car. So I understand that, but it was just wild. It's like all of these great things that he's acquired for himself are just falling apart, and he's losing everything for this Madelein girl who doesn't seem... Listen, I know that English is her second language, so I'm never going to say that, like, maybe, you know, she isn't the smartest just because she can't communicate or speak English that well. That's not the point. It's certain things that Madelein says, like, I'm home all day and I don't know what to do. I'm very bored. Luke needs to move to Colombia so that I could have something to do. And it's like, you could get a job. You could get a hobby. You could find something to, you know, to dedicate your time to or to distract yourself with while your man is being a mining engineer in Los Angeles and coming up with the loot, the moolah, the mulele, the bread to fund your lavish, extremely luxurious lifestyle. I don't know what life she's used to. I don't know if she has rich parents or maybe, you know, rich grandparents. In fact, she was just a normal human being that had regular bills in Colombia, and this white man came up on his horse to save her. I think that she really needs to take this a little bit more serious and start saving some money just in case the relationship doesn't, you know, work out, because it's hard living a life of luxury and going from, I don't know, Tom Thumb to Aldi No offense to anybody that shops at Aldi or Food Lion, to go from Whole Foods to this, or I don't know why I'm only coming up with grocery store examples, to go from Louis Vuitton to, I don't know, something that's not Louis Vuitton, Michael Kors. You might feel like you're downgrading your life. And what I'm really trying to say is nobody wants to feel like they're downgrading. You always want to feel like you're upgrading or elevating your life. So it's going to be very hard for her to deal with that and to deal with that transition if they're no longer together. I hope she's saving up money. Again, I always say this, take the Birkin back. Take a picture in the Birkin, then take the Birkin back. Anywho's, he hasn't told Madelein yet that he's gotten fired. And so now he's going to plan a trip to Colombia to break the news to her. And I'm like, even that's rich. He told us that he's taken from his 401k. Baby, you really, really need to make sure that any money that you can acquire, any money that you have in savings or anything that you can sell, you know, he walks out in this very luxurious fur and these glasses. He looks like a pimp from the 70s. Anything that you can sell, you want to make sure that you sell it so that you can have enough money until you find another job. Like I said, I don't think that a mining engineer position just comes open available paying whatever that was that he was making, right? So at least $500,000. At least $500,000. At the very, 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 very least. And actually maybe more, because her apartment in Colombia is gorgeous and she's riding around in a very expensive foreign car. So anywho's, Madelein is just really stuck on the lifestyle. You know, she says that he's empathetic and that she likes him and certain things like that. But really, she talks about the fact that she feels like a queen. She feels like he treats her like a princess, a queen, and she has a lovely life and she loves her life. And it's like, baby, who's gonna tell Madelein first, right? Then we have Alex and Adriano. I'm gonna call him Adriano. We have them two. Now, Alex let us know that she's a therapist, and I don't know if I would have done that. I don't know if I've been on reality TV before, and let me tell y'all, I only felt comfortable getting on reality TV because I knew that this was gonna be my life, that I wasn't gonna have to worry about somebody, you know, digging up my videos. It's like, you can't expose me with videos that I've posted myself on my page. Please like, share, subscribe, right? So I knew that this was going to be my life, but Alex is a therapist. And so she's on 90 Day Fiancé. She found somebody in Italy, right, named Adriano, and she really, really loves him. Now, they've been together for a year, and again, she's a family therapist. So she, you know, teaches people how to stay together, how to communicate well, how to cope with different things, how to be a family. She's looking to start a family with Adriano. It's just that there's one problem that this couple continuously runs into, and that is the fact that Adriano wants to have a threesome. He wants to stink his dinkalinka and a lot of other women. He wants to sink his dingle doingle.
He wants us having a night with like different women.
What? That's a threesome.
And a lot of different other women. Now, he doesn't want to cheat on Alex. He loves Alex. So that's why he's offering this threesome, and he's been offering it a lot, to the point where Alex says that they've broken up twice over this situation, twice over the fact that he can't get another woman's coochie off of his mind. Please stop thinking about other women's vaginals. Think about this. This is your vaginal. And this seems to be the only problem that the couple is experiencing. So she's going to go down to Italy and have a couple of conversations with him. I'm really concerned about the state of this couple's well-being, right? Because I don't think that they'll make it too long. It's not just, you know, maybe I want 3 kids and he wants 5. Or I believe in, you know, the kids should go to private school and he believes the kids should go to public school. Or I want us to eat healthier and he doesn't want to. This is like, I want to be unfaithful, because if you're not going to have a threesome with me, then that leads me to think that he's going to get it elsewhere, especially if this was a very intense desire of his. He really wants to have a threesome. And so if that's the case, yeah, he's probably going to cheat on you if he can't get it from you. And she does not look interested. She says she had it once. She's done it once. And I think Adriano mentioned in the episode that it's 3 souls becoming one body. And I'm like, what a nice way of saying that you're going to have a couple of mouths around your private parts. Like, what a poetic way to say that you're going to be breaking down a couple of boxes. I don't like it. And neither does Alex. And so I think that this is going to be a really big factor, deciding factor on whether or not the two can make it. Other than that, they seem very happy. They talk a lot. They wanted to make the relationship work. I don't know if he can get rid of that, because she asked him in one of the scenes, she's like, what's more important, threesomes or me? And he's like, both.
What's important to you, me or the threesomes?
Both?
Your coochie as well as the coochie of others are equal in my opinion, honey. I want both. And it just really upset me. I don't think she should have told all of us that she was a family therapist. Maybe she should have said something like, I do therapy and maybe support animals, I highlight support animals or something like that. I don't think she should have told us that she's a family therapist, because if my therapist shows up on a reality TV show, well, I'm going to continue to have a couple sessions. Like, I've got to know the real tea. But after that, I don't know how much I trust you to help me find the love of my life or to make good decisions when it comes to picking the love of my life and somebody I'm supposed to spend my life with. So last but not least, this couple blew up the internet, okay? Kyle and Annie. Now, Annie is from a place called Malta, right? And she says that she is in this really, really nice area and it feels like the best place to be in the world. And even though she's in this really majestic environment, she hasn't found her Prince Charming yet. She says that she had a guy, she had a child with a guy, it didn't work out. And she expected love to kind of hit her in the face. She didn't think that she had to do too much for it, but since she hasn't been able to find it, she did. She looked on a dating app and she found Kyle. I don't know. I wish she hadn't. But Kyle has been on Dr. Phil. He has been on several different podcasts. He's been the topic of a lot of medical podcasts. Kyle is one of the men in this world that is addicted to donating his sperm. He wants to have a very large amount of children. He likes the fact that he has offspring in different areas of the world. And more than anything else, he likes the fact that he can sleep sexually, like have sex with these women. He wants to sleep with these women. He likes to naturally inseminate them instead of allowing, the donation to just come from a cup. You go into a room, you watch a nasty movie or you look at a nasty magazine, you get one off into a cup and then you give it to a family, or you give it to a lesbian couple. You give it to a woman that is desperate for a baby that maybe doesn't have anybody else to have a child with. He says that he gets nothing out of this, that the only thing that he gets out of donating his sperm all around the world and just jacking it off and throwing it in this cooter and that cootin' pappy is the fact that he gets to see the smile on a woman's face after, she finds that she's pregnant. And though that's noble and though that's kind, I think that that's bullshit. I think that he's getting whatever other man gets out of sex, complete and total pleasure. And it's not even the fact that he gets to, one, have sex with women who all over the country, foreign women that are tan, women that are pale, women that are blonde, women that are brunettes, big women, small women, big women. You get the point. It's not just that. You get to have sex unprotected, so you get to feel what all her macaroni is macaroni, and right, you get to feel all up in that. But then you get to finish inside of the woman. Like, you get the full package deal. Like, most people don't get to do the full 3 Nelson until they're in a committed relationship or even married, right? Because you're trying to have a baby. So he gets to do that with women all around the world. Basically, he is stuck 10 toes down on this decision of, I'm not changing my mind. I should be able to naturally inseminate other women, and you should be okay with that as my girlfriend. Now, as soon as he hops off the plane, he's weird. He starts talking about some point system. Like, if Annie eats healthy, she gets a good point. But if she smokes or drinks, she gets points taken away. And after 5 points, they can kiss. And after 10 points, they can finally have sex. And it's like, baby, you're for the streets and your is for the public. Okay? So if you're sitting up here giving raw to every, I want to say Tom, Dick, and Harry, whatever the female equivalent of Tom, Dick, and Harry is, you're giving your body to all these different women. No, you're not going to put me on some point system, boo. I'm getting them draws. I'm getting that. I'm getting the D, and I'm getting the D now. And so she basically explains to him that she doesn't like that point system's nonsense, and she feels like she understood that he was awkward and that he never had, a lot of experiences with dating, but that shouldn't make him rude. That shouldn't make him unable to read the room. He doesn't know. He just has no social skills. He lacks social skills. He kind of looks off. One of them eyes is going the other way, and that's okay. And he has a couple of bald patches. He prides himself on being very, very healthy and taking a lot of multivitamins that will allow for his sperm count to be that heavy, that high. He looks like he's breaking down. I'm not sure. He flies around, the world with a backpack, a pair of drawers, and some multivitamins, and he's living this nomadic nomadic lifestyle, but he looks sick. He looks sickly, homely. And I don't know what Ani is thinking, but you know, she's starting to really figure it out slowly but surely. You know, they end the episode with her saying that she still has strong feelings for Kyle, but he's really weird, and how he's coming off doesn't really make her excited for a future with him. So we'll see how that couple pans out. I don't think they're going to make it. I don't think Adriano is going to stop wanting threesomes. I don't think that Douglas is going to want to be Douglas anymore. I'm pretty sure that Aaliyah is going to be a staple piece, so we're going to stick with calling her Aaliyah from now on. And I don't think that Madelein is going to want to stay with Luke. You know, there's a clip where she's like, "Where's the money? Where's the money?" And I think she means that. Where's the money? I mean, that's kind of his fault. I don't feel bad for him at all. You want to lead with money. You want to lead with what you can do. Well, then don't in 2 or 3 years come and say, well, I don't have any money anymore, or I can't give you that lifestyle, or I can't do this anymore. How come she feels differently? Why is she treating me so weird? Well, I fell in love with the person that I thought you were, and I thought you were a very rich and very generous person. But it come to find out you're not. You're broke. It's giving Andrew and Candace. That's another situation. Do you guys watch 90 Day Fiancé Love in Paradise? If you do, who's your favorite couple, or are you about to start watching it now? What do you think is going to happen in season 2? Please comment below. And what couple do you think is going to make it? I don't think any of them. If anybody is going to make it throughout the whole season and really be strong and in love, it's going to be Aaliyah and Shawn. And Shawn's going to have to really bite the bullet on the fact that he's a gay man that doesn't want to be with a woman that now has to be with a transgendered woman. And yikes, I don't think I've ever seen that dynamic before. So I'm really excited to see next week. Ooh, let me know in the comments. Thank you so much for watching and listening to another reality recap. And until next time, baby, I will holla.